Yo, what's going on, fellas? It's your boy Huncho doing a quick little recap for you guys today. I'm going to be going over the IWM plays and also the spy puts that we caught at the end of the day. So I'm just go over them real quick. So the first play we took today were 687 calls on spy. This was at 940. And honestly, guys, this was a mistake of mine. My initial plan, and I mentioned it even when I took it. I told you guys to just it was just better to wait for the break of 685. So above 685, looking for either a break or retest, then target pre-market high, crack through that to then see new highs, right? But we didn't even get confirmation from that. I got in calls around this bottom. No, so right here. I was gonna get around here around near pre-market low, but I was seeing the price move up to 685, and I thought that we were gonna crack through, so might as well just get a good, nice early pre-market low entry. Now, as you guys can see right here, if we look at our levels here, so we had orb low. Where was orb low at? Okay, so we were around orb low and also pre-market low. So let's see right here. Okay, so pre-market low is not marked yet. No, wait, it is. Okay, so around here pre-market low, and this support here around 683, 83, I believe. Yep, 683, 83, which was a support that we had initially around this pre-market low range, and we were looking for a move to the upside. Obviously, looking for a nice good support here, but not paying attention that obviously there was a area of resistance, this supply zone here around 684.60 to 685, and that's exactly what happened. There was a strong rejection from this area here, and we hit all the way down, even though the price action was not the best, which was a good thing for us to just stay away. And we flushed all the way down to our key pivot, which was 682.21. And I mentioned this setup on Twitter and also to my community that 682 we also had the GX levels and dark pool levels pretty hot volume there. So obviously it wasn't surprising for us to hit a move down there for us to see some form of reaction or reversal there. And we did take the L on SPY there, and we just decided to look at QQQ there. And QQQ did beautifully today. We played this off of a key pivot, 248.75 here. I got into calls here because of this important key pivot. As you guys can see, there was been strong reactions from this level. And as you guys know, when we break above these, you're just looking for these nice retests to look for some form of support to get in the cleanest entry as possible and look for some move to the upside or to the downside, whether we're above or under. But as you guys can see, we just waited for this initial morning flush to occur, but we were still holding up. Obviously, all the other tickers were still leaking, but QQQ wasn't really doing too much. Around low a day, it was holding up pretty well. This is why I wasn't convinced for a whole downtrend today. If we really look at this, this is just a whole chop fest. This is not really much going on. Yeah, you could have gotten some good entries and plays here, but this is not. There's no trend forming. There's no nothing. It's just trading within a range. So this, didn't really give us confirmation for us to exit out of these calls that we had until we lost this key pivot, and we didn't get any close. We just kept holding it, and we finally ripped to the upside, targeting 250.86, and then we caught another entry here, and I called this in the chat, in the live chat right here, to the penny at this retest of 250.86, and we had an immediate pop to the upside on the next candle. These went over 100%, so this was a really really good play. Those allowed us if you missed the first initial IWM calls, the 250 calls that we called out. If you would have gotten in here, this would have been a great bag for you as well, and you could have just kept riding the 90 MA. And people ask like, how do I hold these runners? All right, guys, look. So when I hold runners, sorry, when I hold runners, fellas, I don't hold my initial position. Obviously, it's with a lot lower risk. And if you can't hold runners, if you're on a smaller account, don't worry about it. Just take your bread and call it a day. That could be something you can implement later when you have a larger account, that you can allow positions to play out fully without being worried of it pulling back aggressively or anything and losing basically a big portion of your gains. So I honestly, guys, I just ride the 90 MA. Okay. Now, obviously, I could have closed my runners around here at this close under the 90 MA, but I didn't because we were at this key pivot and I wanted to see a test. He would have broke under, then potentially I probably would have considered just exiting out fully, but I exited out, I think around, yeah, right at this pop here. So right at the pop after the retest, or I forgot where. No. So I exited fully at this position around here, around 250, 40 around here, because I saw the market have some weakness up here, and I saw how SPY and QQ was not really holding up well. So I was looking for just to just exit, and I finally got in the position. These kept running over to like almost 650%, or I don't know who. Somebody kept holding in my community and banked pretty well. So yeah, I honestly just ride the 90 MA fellas for these runners, and then once you see a good close under, that's when you just fully exit out of the trades. It's a very good indicator to have for you just to ride, because a lot of times this can be very uh, far away from VWAP, and we're up, so you don't really want to afford looking for a retest down here to see if you're going to see new highs, because this is just going to burn your contracts, and you're not really, especially if you're trading 0 day expirations, there's no point of waiting for that retest. Just use the 90 MA and ride your way up and target key levels, and uh, take your bread. All right, so that's the IWM plays that we took. It was very clean, simple, and we just played our levels. We were just very patient there, and these went over almost, yeah, these hit over 600%, and then we called 683 puts on SPY. This, guys, was a quick play, quick bag. Very, very, very good play. Towards the end of the day, this was just a VWAP reject. We're just seeing a lot of weakness here, and also using VIX. I also have VIX key levels here as well. Every time we're at a key zone, I'm looking for reactions around here. And all this information is inside my room. I chart them, I update them all the time. Depending on how action was intraday, I adjust them for the next day, and they end up being very helpful tools to catch these trades with confidence. All right, so I just caught these off of the VWAP reject around and also under this key level 683.83 that we had. I got in puts right here, and we just got this whole flush down to the RQ pivot 682.21, and I exited fully out of this position right when I started to see price reverse, majority around here, and then I held runners. And seeing how this completely sweeped up, I just got out of this, and this was a great play. This went hit 175%, so this was a great play. If you took these, and yeah, guys, so that's really it for today. It was a pretty good day. Haven't had one of these in a while, to be honest. Just been trying to be a little bit more patient and only get in plays that I'm pretty confident in. I just have gotten into the whole struggle sometimes where you feel like you have to like trade every day and you have to alert something, and a lot of times you might do it with hesitation or not really much confidence. So that really just brings a lot of frustration, especially if you're not really trading with confidence and then the play just goes against you. So just practice trading with confidence, even if you're taking alerts from somebody to help you take your own trades. If you're not really fully confident, it's best to just either go super light or just step away and don't trade. You're better off just staying cash instead of getting into unnecessary plays that are just gonna have you regretting making a decision the rest of the day. So yeah, fellas, let's just continue banking, keep our heads up, and I'll see you guys on the next one.